I have a lot of topics to cover that we can cover. My list right now in front of me is about will take us at least 2-3 hours, but we'll try to keep it minimal. And again, it's going to be in a very generic language, non-technical language. And the thing that I will want to not do in this session of 40 minutes is to answer your questions in detail. I'm not trying to run away from that. Anyone interested, after these 40 minutes, we can open another session and I will respond to all the questions, but not in these 40 minutes. In these 40 minutes, I might, invite some inputs from you to make this a little bit more interesting and a little bit more interactive so that it doesn't get too boring or monotonous for you. So let's start. I will start sharing my screen. Uh, Good. We have about 8 people joining. Okay, sharing screen to share. Okay. Chat GPT. Manjiri, what do you want to ask Chat GPT?
I generally want to know about it. Nothing in specific.
Okay, fine. So I'll tell you what Chat GPT is. Chat GPT is a generative AI tool. What do we mean by generative AI? It generates something based on what you ask to it. Now, previously we used to look at computer as, we have to program it, and if this happens, do that. If that happens, do that. If these three conditions match, then do that. So it was programmed on a lot of logic. But as people, we don't learn by this kind of stubborn logic. As people, we learn based on our experiences, based on what we see in front of us. So for about 5 decades, the effort was going on in terms of how we can make computers learn like us and behave like us and understand what people say. So by that, what I mean is how a small child learns to walk. There is no fixed pattern to it. It's a mode of discovery, and they try and by trial and error, they figure it out. Okay, that's how nature works. And similarly, these AI models are trained. We give them a set of data. This is good data. This is bad data. This is borderline data. And they scan through it and they are able to learn uh, specifics about that data. And then when a new data set is provided to that, they will be able to, do something based on whatever they have learned in the past. So for example, if some fraud has to be detected, then um, card fraud has to be detected, then a lot of information related to that fraud is given to that AI tool. It will go through that. These are normal conditions. This is where fraud happens. It will try to find patterns and red flags in that. And then when some transaction like that happens, suddenly it says, okay, this is a possibility of fraud. Let me flag up. So for example, I'm going to chat GPT, but before that, if I have two accounts in my house, one is my account, other is my mother's account. My mother's account is very less used. Okay, my account, I keep on doing NEFT and it's all fine. In my mother's account, sometimes transactions they don't happen for about 6 to 8 months, sometimes more than that. So after 9 months, if a transaction happens, immediately she gets a call. So they're both our HDFC Bank, but on her account, a different pattern was found, and immediately the AI detected it as a potential fraud. And to verify that, they called on the registered mobile number. So this is something which is, not very structured program, but it learns from the data points it gets. So coming back to Chat GPT, I think the easiest thing is to learn from Chat GPT based on what it does. Okay, I'm asking it a very simple question. Manchiri, are you able to see the screen, or is it too small if you're on phone?
Yeah, it is too small, but I can manage to zoom in. I
Okay.
can see.
So I asked it, what is meaning of Manjari? So the person who asked, Rahul, what is ChatGPT? Tell me. I asked ChatGPT what is meaning of Manjari, and it went through all the data it had. Now this data was not fed to it like this is Manjari is a name in India. It's a name of a girl. And this it learned through scanning through lots and lots of data, and it has come to that particular um, output that it has given. So Manjari is a feminine name, has roots in Sanskrit and blah 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 blah. So it has given a lot of information about her name. Maybe few some of the points Manjari did not know, but they are here, and also possibly some of the points which are incorrect. It is possible. So basically, one thing about AI is it is garbage in, garbage out. If you feed bad data to it, it is going to give garbage out. Okay. Now we'll take a look at it in a little different example. Okay. So I am a 49-year-old male. Please suggest me a weekly exercise routine. Okay. So it has given me routine. Now, this is not something, this is not a document which is fed to ChatGPT. It has loads and loads of data from which it has taken out this information based on whatever I have given. Now, let me just add something to it. I have hypertension, so avoid exercises which are not good for this condition. Okay. So now it has probably taken the heavy weight training exercises out, um, some of these, and then it has or reduced the intensity of it, and it has given me this. And in this, okay, I currently weigh 100 kg and want to lose 25 kg in 10 months. Please suggest, please make changes to above to achieve this. So here it has added one point here, healthy diet and vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains. I can ask now next question, suggest me a diet. Then I can ask it, I'm a vegetarian, but I eat eggs. So just suggest me a diet accordingly. Then I can tell it, okay, suggest me a diet which includes vegetables only available in India. So I can ask all these questions. So here we are seeing few things. It is giving, it's not giving us any stored information. It is going through the stored information and it is giving us the output. Then you may have heard lot of annoying ads on YouTube. We're saying, hey, I'm Aditya Kachwe. I'll tell you how to use prompt engineering. So what we are doing is we are prompting this chat GPT to give us responses the way we want. So that is simple, logical behavior that we can use. Is no fancy word. I mean, the word is very fancy, prompt engineering, but it's just tailoring the output the way we want based on giving it specific inputs. So now I've told it that I have hypertension, then I want to lose weight. I can ask about diet. I can. So these are all prompts given to um, this chat GPT. And to begin with, we gave a simple prompt wherein I mentioned to it that I am 49-year-old male. So this is also a prompt with two pieces of information. Okay. So I can, we can just tune this for a football player, and it will give us different kind of kind of basically outputs. So write a poem for me. This is something I sent out on one or two groups today about Pune with its cultural stage, old buildings. Um, Now, can someone tell me a name of any English poet other than Williams Wordsworth, which I used today morning? A famous one. Okay. Okay. So far, what have you discovered from the interaction with we saw with Chat GPT? Can one or two of you describe it in 1 or 2 minutes?
May I?
Anyone, please go ahead.
Yeah, the reference is like I'm doing a course on content writing wherein we have to write a lot of things. Now, whatever this chat GPT is writing, I would take days and days, I'll take at least 4 5 days what it is writing in 1 minute. So that was the reference actually. And how does it make these poems and all? It is like a magic.
Okay. Good. So what is happening here is it is able to talk to us in a human-like format. Okay. Google is not interactive. Google is you ask a question, give a search string, and it will try to find something similar and give you output. Here, it understands what you're talking. So basically, it understands your language. And what I'm writing is in plain English. I'm not writing a computer code here. I'm writing in plain English. So it has ability to understand human language. So that's the first part. Then it is trained on a lot of data, and it basically goes through that data. It understands the language. It understands what I'm asking. It remembers what I had asked a few minutes ago, and it also understands if I have made any prompts. It goes through that data and it comes out with an output, and it gives us the that output again in a very English-like language. And again, this is something it has not directly picked from any poem in some book. It is a totally fresh fresh content. So you can see Mr. Pav over here. I mean, there are a lot of things we'll see. Um, but yeah, so it found misal pav, which is Mumbai will be vada pav. Here is misal pav and vada pav. So it has given some specific things about Pune. The Mumbai poem was a little bit more interesting because I did give it a little bit more details. Let's look at
A quick question, Rahul, if I may.
yes, please.
I mean, you used a very interesting word here, fresh content. So, if I ask ChatGPT 5 questions today, the answer I get will not be same if I ask the same set of questions 2 weeks later.
Mm, yes, but if you ask the question that I asked 10 minutes ago, you may get the same answer. The question I ask is write a C program under Unix to accept 10 numbers and then sort them using bubble sort and then display it in sorted order. Okay, so it wrote that program. Okay, this is, you can just cut and paste. It may have some errors, you'll have to figure it out. And then it told me how to compile this program and how to execute this program. And then it says you can input 10 numbers. Look at this. I mean, how
Okay.
powerful is this?
Yes.
But this is not going to change
Exactly.
after 2 weeks.
Okay.
I'll go through an example, one of my initial examples. Um, Let me see if I can find it. Okay, anyway, let's move on. Let's just move on to more topics. We'll cover more topics. I'm trying to find out my next. Okay, so this is the next one. We'll go to image generation. Okay, can anyone tell me what kind of image they want to be generate? They want me to generate using this tool. I can describe what image I generated here. Okay, I wanted to make a flyer for a Rotary Club purpose, which is a social service organization. And in that flyer, the theme of the month was mother and child, maternal and child health, and how Rotary serves poor people in remote parts of India. So I gave it prompts like generate photo of a mother and child of Indian look, living in a remote part of remote village, give me a blurry background, and they have to look little distressed or unhealthy, because it was about health, and it gave me these images. Just seeing these images, you would have, okay, this is just an image. But when I told you what I asked it, now you can say, अरे ये तो इसने बराबर बना के दिया. So can someone give me an example and I'll create an image? Quickly, anyone? Shamal? Sania?
I
Shamal, yeah, bolo.
Yeah, it could be image of um, say distressed uh, people who need some help from us as a Rotarians, some kind of that way.
Yeah, a little bit
I
more
mean,
specific.
mhm.
So what kind of problem do
um,
they have?
uh, they might be in need of certain basic materials for their survival.
Okay,
I mean,
this
I
is
just need
okay,
to see what kind of image
okay, okay.
that produced.
Basic. Okay, let me see. This is a little difficult because it won't understand what is basic material. Uh,
In need of basic mm, say
Material.
survival for material for survival in case of certain emergencies, say flood or whatever.
Okay, let me see. I think I finished my all. Okay, fine. It had only some 16 or some number of images that I could. But I think you get the point, right, from this image. When I told you, if I just show you this image, you will say, "अरे ये तो ठीक है ना, ये simple image है, इसमें क्या खास है?" But I told you कि this is how it was generated. 6 days. Okay, photo of a mother and her child of age around 1 year from poor background Indian look from a village, bad health, muted colors, blurry background. So this is what it gave me. And this
Yes,
is
it
what I
looks
had used in
perfect.
the, yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, that was good.
Okay. So this is now we are talking about generative AI. We have spent about half of our time in generative AI, but the applications again, I did send out a music clip which was purely generated using AI. I told it, okay, you know what? I need electric guitar in it. I need good rock drums, rock mood, and the background track should be faded in and out, and I adjusted it. And I don't know if anyone got a chance to listen to that music track I created. It was a 1 minute track. So it was not just create a music track. It was create a music track of this genre and these kind of instruments and all these things. And then I also added some images to it, which were about those rock kind of look with drum sets and guitars and speakers. So again, that was done in about 10-15 minutes using all these tools, and then some creation, image creation or video creation tool. So these now we will look at, this was generative AI. We'll look at something called as predictive AI. Anyone, everyone with me so far? So predictive AI is something where it learns from a lot of data points. And if you have seen any movies like, say, Bond, Jason Bond movies, or any Hollywood movies, wherein they have big screens in CIA office, and they quickly see some, okay, tell me what's in this image, and there are every object in that image gets a rectangle marked around it, and then it tells, okay, this is a human being, it's a male of this kind of age, this is a dog, this is a car, this is the license plate of the car, this is the make of the car, this license plate, then it will go through the database and search this license plate belongs to this number. And all these movies and all, we saw these for last 10-15 years, and it's a reality. It has been a reality for a very long time. Again, if there is a clear image of a person, that person's face gets mapped, and then it can go through the database and do that mapping and find that person. And so that is image part of AI. And similarly, it can be done for video part of AI, where it can recognize things and generate output based on predict output based on that. It could be this person, it could be that person. I'll tell you about a very, very simple example wherein, those of us who are in service or who deal with taxation, basically what we need to do is, if we incur any business expense, then we need to, get the bill or receipt, and we need to put it in a proper format. Then we put it in an envelope, we send it to our expense department. They take it out, they see whether it's compliant or not, and they take it out, they scan it, they enter things in their system, so it goes for approval, this, that, all those things. Now imagine you have a chat channel, simple plain chat channel like Google Chat or a WhatsApp chat, and you go to a restaurant for a team lunch, and you know that this is something which is, I can expense it out. You just take a photo and put it on a chat channel. Now it's a general chat channel for you. It knows that, okay, it has come from Rahul. Okay, then it looks to the document. Oh, this looks like an expense receipt. So it knows that it has to do something with expenses. Had I put a PDF with a biodata, then it would have said, this is a biodata, and that means Rahul has referred someone. Okay, let me scan through it. Let me understand what are the contents, and let me send it to proper recruitment team. But no, this is a receipt, and this is about expenses. So it scans, okay, Rahul or whoever went here, this on this date, and they spent this much amount. Okay, are there any object, is the amount over this, over the limit? Yes or no? Are there any objectionable items? Did they have liquor in that party where, or in that event, which is not permissible in our expenses? All those things. And then if all looks good, it will just send it to the approver that, okay, this is what it is, this is the summary, and this is for you to approve. Or if there are any red flags, it will do that. So imagine it has become so simple for me to just take a photo, put it on WhatsApp, and it goes to the inbox of my manager without all those zillions of interventions in between. So this is one example. The other example can be, data of millions and millions of patients fed in the database to this model, and they understand this relationship between a lot of data. And a new patient comes in, the data, various test results and X-rays and image analysis, images are fed in, and imagine, I mean, now I think you will start imagining what this can do. I don't need to tell you what are the possibilities. It can do the, initial diagnosis or more detailed diagnosis. Or it can tell, okay, based on this, these are the possibilities, and probably you would want to do these tests. So the possibilities are endless. So these are predictive models. Another interesting example I can tell you is, we have only 12 minutes left, is, I'm just trying to add multiple dimensions to the example, um, is basically farming automation. Okay, so it has lot of things here. So right from feeding uh, your plants the right nutrition, maintaining climate control, as in humidity, temperature, and all those things. From that, okay, you have planted, say, strawberries, and you have it's all mechanized. You don't even need to go in. So there is no question of any external um, um, pathogens, bacteria or some infections. And then you can probably, after, the strawberries will, I don't know, be harvested in for 40, I don't know, 3 months. So after 2 months, you ask, hey, how does it look? What kind of harvest are we going to get? And it might tell you, you know what, last our average harvest has been 200 kilograms, but this time it looks like we are going to get 250 kilograms, and it's likely to start on this date, it's likely to end on this date, and for these are the peak dates. So you can start marketing, start advertising, start logistics, start planning for boxes, start whatever you need to plan for, and then it might just go with the image recognition. It will mechanically go and, okay, this is the perfect time to harvest this strawberry. It will go and pick it up, put it in a box nicely, again, uncontaminated, harvested at right time, and it will keep on doing that. So, and this the possibilities are just endless in this. I'll take last very short example wherein I want to help you. I want to describe how models learn. So there is one aspect of learning which I mentioned in the beginning, which is self-learning, or it's called reinforcement learning. So it learns from, okay, this is what I've done. Oh, you know what? The feedback is it's not good. Fine, this is something wrong. I shouldn't do this. The feedback could be in way of human giving it some input, or its sensor telling it that something has gone wrong. So for a self-driving car, it can learn itself like a child can learn to walk, and knows that if I fall here, this is my bed and it's a cotton mattress. I fall here, it's fine, but I cannot be falling on the floor. It has learned this based on experiences. Similarly, the car is going to learn from the experiences based on its action, how it reacts to a situation, and what is the feedback on those actions. Some sensors telling it some bad values, or there is a external human input that what, this was not wrong and don't do this kind of thing. So yes, 8 minutes remaining. So I'll just open this for questions and answers now, because I mean I can go on and on, but yeah.
So
Uh,
basically, it may the artificial intelligence is going to replace the humans in many fields.
Yes and no. So you definitely need humans to tell it what to do. Okay. 30 years ago, 40 years ago, when computers came, we thought that, okay, fine, we just put in numbers and your tax returns will be taken care of. But still today, companies need CAs, even those with little bit of complicated account, they need CAs. And instead of CA doing 10 people's or 51% doing 10, 15 person's accounts, they do 150 people's accounts with lot more complexity built into the tax system. So those people have not lost their jobs. The nature of their jobs has changed. Some jobs, yes, they might go away, but then some new jobs will get created. And a lot of back office jobs. I mean, we discuss about this documentation thing and document processing thing. So a lot of such jobs are going to go away. A lot of jobs in programming, lot will go away, which humans, I mean machines can do very effectively. Um, um, so it's going to change how things are going to work. A lot of people where research analysts go through a lot of data manually and take out something that is going to go. So that's in financial and banking. Then yeah, I mean, it's not going to replace artists. Yes, some mundane tasks like, okay, I want a music for my simple clip that I'm preparing for YouTube. You don't need to go to someone and sit for spend 10 hours and get the music done. You can just generate it using AI. But if you are making a creative movie, you will definitely want humans to generate that music, because again, we will start understanding what is made by humans and what is made by machines. Avinash.
yeah, Rahul, you mentioned about garbage in, garbage out. So, what is the input for all these tools? Sorry, for what are various inputs for this tool?
Inputs are okay. So inputs are a lot of, say, for example, a law firm is there. So all the electronic copies of the law books, if you remember seeing in movie or actually in office that a lawyer has a uh, big cabinet or library of books. So all those will be fed in, and then that will be the text input for that. For something like a dog, there will be some rules and heuristics. Along with that, thousands of pictures of dogs will be fed in, and it will be trained with that. So it will try to identify patterns by itself. If it's about a flower, then sometimes we give it, uh, you know, this is the number of petals and this is the size of the diameter of the flower. So it's basically recognized and sent to thousands of such samples are given. So that kind of data works for it.
That's all.
Anything anyone would like to more? Now we are have 3 minutes left, so nothing we can do today. Anything specific that anyone would like to know more about in any upcoming sessions, if you want at all, or maybe tell me on, don't conduct a session, tell me on WhatsApp.
I think we can give you inputs for next session on WhatsApp, so that you can then compile everything together and we can have a session again.